What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. And yeah, as you can see with all the tools behind me, we've got another problem with the TJ, and we've got a couple things we need to tie up, but we've got one main problem in the rear, or two actually now. So I cooked the gears again on the way home from the trail last trail. We were coming back and I heard some sort of noises, and to be honest with you, I heard the noises since I picked the Jeep up from getting its engine. But since picking it up from its engine, I've never driven it from the day that we hydro-locked it. And when we hydro-locked it, we basically weren't able to drive it from that point. Now, when I was driving it home from picking it up from getting its engine, I heard some kind of noise in the back every now and then. Sorry about the background noise. I am here in the monkey cave in the underground garage. But like I was saying, I did hear some sort of a noise in the back end every now and then. And I wasn't sure if it was just the control arm seating itself or something stupid like that, so I kind of just dismissed it. And whenever I did have the axle gears go on me, because I've already had them go on me twice, you would feel every time it would hit one of those teeth that it was going to break off, you would feel it kind of hesitate or jerk. I never got any of that. Now on the way back home from the trail, I was getting some clunking when I stopped at the gas station. I would go and put it into drive and I would hear a clunk and I'd be like, what the hell is that? So we made it home. As soon as I made it home into the underground garage, it gave up. It literally just started free spinning and there was no power going to the rear end. I was so tired from driving all day. I drove 3 hours to the trail, 3 hours back from the trail, and we drove around at the trail for 6 hours. So it was a long day. I didn't think to put it into four-wheel drive and to move it into its spot. Usually when the rear end goes, I put it into four-wheel drive and I drive it all the way home. But I didn't even think of that when I was here. So we pushed it for like 20 minutes to get it into its spot. Me and Justine, my girlfriend, and yeah, it was a pain. Sorry about that guys. It was a pain in the ass. So yeah, we got it in. But the gears are cooked, I know that. I know it's the spider gears. We are gonna open the diff in a second to double check. But I think there is another issue as well. My rear axle shafts are bent, and I think they've been bent for a bit because I've had a bit of a wobbling even after I balanced my tires. So I think that that is not helping the fact that I keep going through gears. I really apologize about that background noise. The next issue is under the hood, and it is with the throttle body. I think because whenever it's in 4 low now with the new engine, I could put it in any gear. I could put it in 3rd gear and I could be going from a dead stop, and as soon as it starts rolling and I get off the throttle and I go back to the throttle, even if I give it just a littlest bit, it pushes you back into your seat and jerks you. So it's very, very hard to control and be steady and be easy. And while I was off-road, it was very, very jerky, and that was also not helping the gears because I was on a lot of rocks, a lot of grip, a lot of traction, and I kept jerking around every time I pressed the throttle. So yeah, mixture of a whole bunch of bad stuff, and now we need gears and axle shafts, and I need that guy to stop. But I got myself at least a spare throttle body from my old engine, which I just cleaned out, and I think I'm gonna throw that on, and hopefully that's gonna help us. But we're not gonna be able to test drive it till we get the gears. And we're probably gonna have to change the oil in the front and the rear diff as well because she's leaking. I've already got the rear end on stands, or the rear axle on jack stands, so I've got a chock, but you can see, and yeah, she is leaking, and that is diff fluid. That is definitely diff fluid. So yeah, I'm guessing that it ran down the side of the tire there. There must be water in the axle, and since I just rebuilt the axle in the front and we put new gears in the back, which we're gonna have to do again, but since I just rebuilt the axle in the front, I am going to change out the oil. So I do have enough diff fluid for front and back, but I don't want to do the front here just in the front until I do the back and I can move it around. I might get tempted and just do it, but I think I'm going to wait until I can actually maneuver the Jeep to face the wall. But yeah, for now we do have at least one clean throttle body. Let me wipe off that oil so I don't get it on the actual throttle body. But yes, we've got a clean throttle body. So you can see, nice and shiny, both sides. I cleaned everything out. This one is our one that came with our new, or used engine, I should say. And yeah, she doesn't look too great. You can see even in there, that little guy is rusting pretty bad. Well, mine is as well, but yeah. I know that I replaced all the sensors from the idle air control valve to the throttle position sensor to, I don't know if this is some kind of a vacuum actuator. Honestly, I can't remember the name of this guy, but I replaced all 3 of these sensors on this throttle body when it was on my last engine. So for now, I cleaned it out and we're gonna throw on all of the sensors back and put it back, and hopefully that's gonna help with the jitteriness. This one has been through a bit. This engine does, I really apologize about that, guys. This engine does have 154,000 kilometers on it, so about 100,000 miles. But you can see the gasket is quite brittle on the actual throttle body here, while mine is nice and rubbery because I've replaced it. So we should be good to go. Let's put this guy back on, and then let's see what's happening in that rear diff. Button up the last few sensors, which I honestly should have done with the throttle body off. Looks good. Now we'll be hopefully ready to go once we get that axle all buttoned up. I'm just gonna tighten up that one clamp and we'll move on to draining the axle.
Well, at least the bolts come out nice and easy because this thing's been off a million times. Well, moment of truth. Time to crack the top. Last one. Oh, I can already see it's metallic. Oh shit, it's real shiny. Okay, here we go. Ooh, damn. That's not good. There's a gear right here. Yeah, that's not healthy. Oh, clean everything up and then let's see what we're looking at, I guess. So, yeah, that's not good, guys. We are definitely not in good shape. The pinion is messed up. My spider gears are obviously in pieces. It looks like the ring gear might have survived, but if we're doing the pinion, it comes with a ring, so we're gonna be doing a ring, I guess. And, yeah, there is the center locking shaft. Here's a gear. So it looks like we didn't actually break the gears. The gears survived. It's this center locker, center shaft guy. That's what gave up on me. And you can see, oh, I can't get it to turn right now, but the lock is still there. Like the pin to lock it in is right there. I guess it got sheared right off. Damn. Well, I guess I'm lucky that the axle shaft stayed on, because if that little C-clip came out, my entire wheel would have just came off. The entire assembly with the shaft would have slid out. So yeah, I don't know if this is because I had bent shafts or what the cause of this was, but the gears are fine. Well, fine. They're not the best, but they're not terrible. So we will be getting new gears, obviously. However, yeah, I don't know what would have caused that. That's a new one to break. Damn. All right, let me clean all this up and let me try to figure this out. All right, after cleaning it all up, you can see these gears aren't terrible, but there is some scarring on them. You can see there's like a tooth that's messed up right there and a couple other spots. Same thing on the other side. Now the pinion, you can see back there, is torn to shit. Let me see if I can get a shot of it for you. But yeah, I guess you gotta look kind of through the little window here. But yeah, you can see the pinion. She is not doing good, not at all. So we're gonna need a new pinion. We're gonna need most likely a new ring. We're gonna need the new spider gears and probably axle shafts, because yeah, I haven't showed you guys yet, but let's take a look. If you can see, I don't know how well you can tell, but it is wobbling at a certain point. You can see it kind of dip down. Let me see if I can show you guys better from the side over here. So if you kind of keep your eye there at the top, yeah, I don't know how well it's going to show up on camera, but I can tell you both wheels are kind of doing this when you rotate them, and I can feel it in the cab. I can definitely feel it when I'm driving. So yeah, unfortunately, I think we're going to have to get axle shafts. I think we're gonna have to get a new ring and pinion, and we're gonna have to get new spiders. So the only thing we're not changing is the housing. And to be honest, I might just look for a new axle, because at this point, with the amount of money I'm about to spend, I think it's cheaper to get a new axle, because the amount of labor I'm gonna spend to get all of that put in, it's cheaper to get a new axle. So I'm gonna see what I can do. I'm gonna see if we're gonna be salvaging anything on mine, or if we're just gonna get the new one. But the thing is, I do have beefed up mounts. I do have all the mounts on my actual axle thicker and replaced. And I also had somebody comment on my video that TJs don't come with sway bars. They do not have sway bars. They do, my friend, they do. There is a sway bar right there on the axle, and it's right there. There's a sway bar bushing. There's your sway bar end. There's your sway bar end link right there. So yes, TJs do have factory rear sway bar. There's your sway bar link right there. So yes, I understand some people are mechanics and they think they know everything. I'm not a mechanic. I used to be. I don't think I know everything, believe me. But at the end of the day, I do know what I do know, and I know that this thing is well, not what I expected to find. And I ended up leaving the rear axle on stands because I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do yet. To be honest, I was hoping to have a good summer of off-roading in this thing. I guess we're going to be taking the Gladiator more often than not, because it's the only Jeep we have right now. Luckily enough, we have two Jeeps. But this one, I think we're going to have to either get a full axle or see what it costs to get the ring and pinion and the shafts put in. Well, shafts, obviously I can do myself. It's just the ring and pinion. And I know I can probably do the ring and pinion myself, but the problem is I haven't done them before, and I just don't really want to mess it up. I don't want to tackle it and do it wrong. I know that I know the steps, I know the process. You paint it, you check it, you see the pattern, you put shims in, you take shims out, you move it left or right, you move it forward or back. I get the process. I've never done it before. If I had a garage where I could like take things out and do them with my own time, great. But here in the underground garage here, the shared underground garage, I don't really have the luxury of like taking it off, leaving it off for hours on end. I have to kind of finish the job when I start the job. So like even right now as I'm leaving, sorry about that, battery died. But as I was saying, as I'm leaving, you can see like the Jeep doesn't look like it's taken apart. Like there's nothing really sitting around. It is on stands, but the wheels are on. It doesn't look like it's in a state of disrepair. But we do need to do something about it, because as you can see, it's not drivable. So the throttle body we changed. That's not an issue. I'm sure that'll be fine. I'm gonna go see what it's gonna cost me to source all the parts and get it put in. I am gonna contact Adam from Adventure Jeeps, the guy who did the engine, and he is gonna hopefully be able to do whatever needs to be done next, because if we need a full axle, it's not that big of a deal. We can swap the axle out. I can probably even do that myself down here.
But if we need to do the ring and pinion, then I need somebody with a bit of experience to be able to do that, and so that I don't have to do it twice. So to be honest with you guys, I'll find out if he has done that before, or if he's comfortable doing it. But I might have to go to 4-wheel parts, because I know that when you go to Regear, those are the guys to do it with. They do tons of them, and they know what the hell they're doing. And you get a warranty. So, or actually, it's not 4-wheel parts anymore. It's Toys for Trucks, because 4-wheel parts pulled out of Canada. So we don't have 4-wheel parts in Canada anymore. We have just whatever the owners of those 4-wheel parts locations basically changed names, because there's no more 4-wheel parts support in Canada. So all the warranties for 4-wheel parts that I have, like my tires, my winch and all that, poof, they're gone. So no more warranty on my winch, no more warranty on my wheels, no more warranty on my rims. They used to offer warranty, full lifetime warranty on any gear installs, but I don't know if that's still the case. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to do some calling, I'm gonna have to do some research, and I'm gonna have to go source some parts. Honestly, I am so tired of fixing things. I just wanted to enjoy it. I was going easy this weekend. I wasn't trying to send it, but I guess it was already like messed up from the last time, because as you can see, the shafts are bent, so that was not helping. And yeah, and if you guys know why I would have broken that like locking pin or connector rod or whatever you want to call it, let me know, because that's a new one for me. Like, I honestly don't know how you would break something like that. But yeah, so let's do some research, and I'll catch up with you guys and let you know what I decide. Because I still don't know if in this video this is going to be an update video, or if this is going to be getting the Jeep back on the road video. I hope that we get the Jeep back on the road in this video, but yeah, I'm gonna do my best. So let me catch up with you guys in a minute, and let me find out what the plan is. Okay, so I've done some thinking. Now we're back upstairs. If you guys are new to the channel, this was the first time that I destroyed the gear set, and you can see she's pretty smooth. This set over here was the second time. So from the first time I only have this one piece. From the second time I have all the spider gears. You can see, yeah, not as bad as the first time though. The first time, a lot less teeth, a lot more grinding. Second one kind of survived a bit more. The first time these were like basically not there. But you can see here we still have something. And this is the piece that broke today. This is the piece that is also not in great shape. You can see it's got a little bit of pieces of metal kind of warped and melted over. And yeah, so this one we can't really use. Even the connecting pin is warped, like it's not straight anymore. This is today's. So yeah, you can see definitely it got chewed up. I think that it mostly got chewed up inside of the pinion, but yeah, she's not looking good. Like, that's a clean break on both sides. And this is the connecting pin, or whatever this piece is called, I guess, that came with my second set of gears, or third set. Yeah, third set, because this was the second set. This was the original set, so this is the third set that we put in. And these are USA standard gear. Now, the gears survived. The gears did really good. This, however, did not. I don't know what caused this. I don't know if this broke instead of the gears this time, or what the issue is. But I can't use this one because you can see how damaged it is. And the gears are fine, but they do have a little bit of scoring here and there. So what I think I'm gonna do is get a whole new spider gear set, and I will put in an entire new spider gear set. Now I'm just deciding if I want to get another USA standard, or if I want to get a Yukon. The thing is, they both look identical on the actual like packaging and the website. So I'm thinking that they both get them from the same supplier, because neither of those guys make their own gears. I'm pretty sure that they both source them from suppliers and then they repackage them. I could be wrong, but that's what I've been told. So I do think that what I'm going to do is probably get myself another USA standard, because I don't know for this old of a vehicle if they're actually making anything special, or if they're all just sourcing it from the same place. like I said, the gears survived, and the other two gears that are still connected to the axle, which are these guys, these are the ones that accept the axle shafts inside, those survived as well. Like, they don't look too bad. So I think that I can trust the gears. This, I don't know. And the shafts are also bent. So we're going to see if we can get the shafts. But to be honest with you, the shafts have been bent for a while. And I'm kind of getting fed up with spending money right now. So I know that they've been bent since before I did the front axle. Because when I did the front axle, I had all of my tires balanced. And it still drove kind of wobbly. So I'm thinking maybe it's that. And when we actually went to go and bump start the vehicle after we hydro locked it, yeah, that's right, we hydro locked it and bump started it. The reason we bump started it was because I didn't think it was hydro locked. We've gone through many deeper puddles than that, and I thought that basically the starter gave out on me, so we tried to start it. I think that's what gave this its final straw. I also think that's what gave, well, I know that's what destroyed my engine, but I think that if we put another set in from the same company and we don't do anything stupid, like drop the clutch in 4 low going 25 kilometers an hour, I think we'll survive. So let's order another gear set from these guys. Once it comes in, I'll put it in. The ring and pinion obviously aren't looking great, but I think I can send it and survive for now. I think they'll survive. They don't look great, but there isn't too much damage. The ring is okay. The pinion has 1 or 2 chips in it, or 1 or 2 pieces that don't look great. But we'll go down there, we'll spin it after we order the spider gears, and I think it'll be okay. I think we can send it. And I'm going to still decide if I'm going to order shafts or not. If I can find them for a decent price, I'll get shafts. If not, then like I said, we're going to keep sending it. Like, I've tried everything I can. I'm not trying to half-ass it. I'm not trying to do this on just like to skimp and get it by, but at the end of the day, I've spent so many hours and so many days and so much money on this thing lately and recently that I'm gonna just try to mitigate my costs. And if the ring and pinion are actually messed up, then what are we really doing by messing them up more, right? Like, if it ends up shredding itself, then I lose the spider gears, which are like 80 bucks, but we're still gonna have to replace everything. So instead of replacing everything now, I think I'm gonna send it, see how long it lasts. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll last me the season. Then we can get ourselves a new axle or get ourselves something and just figure it out at that point. But for now, I think I'm gonna put it back together, see if I hear any grinding, see if I hear anything weird before I fill it with fluid. And if she feels okay, then I think we're just gonna keep sending it. And I don't think I'm going to put shafts in it just yet, because if the ring and pinion are going to eat themselves, I don't really want to be putting in new shafts and having any issues with anything. Like, I just don't want to put too many new parts in it if I'm going to replace everything. So let's see if we can get by with just the spider gears and keep sending, because I want to go out this weekend and I want to keep going and hitting more trails, because the season's just beginning. And yeah, so let's keep getting footage, let's keep making content, and let's keep sending it. So that's the plan. I'm going to order the spider gears, we're going to get them in, and we're going out.